What's up, everybody? Welcome to B is for Build. Today's a special episode. As you can see from the title, I'm surprising Chelsea with a new used car, a new to her car. Not even a car, it's an SUV. So the day right now is November 30th. We're putting the first suspension pieces on the Jumpicon. I would say by today, which should be Christmas Day. I would really hope that it's all on there, but who knows. Meanwhile, we're also working on the boat, and Christmas Day, the boat's probably still gonna be where the boat is. So I wanted to film this and capture my excitement from the moment. Like, I just got done bidding and it was a night auction and we got a super good deal, under $5,000 for a 2015 SUV that's pretty much fully loaded as well. That's great, that's great. It's four-wheel drive, man, it's so cool. So I'm really excited. I love the look of this SUV and everything like that. So I'm really stoked. We're gonna start ordering parts right now and then I'll get it shipped to the shop. So I'll join you guys back. I'll tell you when it is. It'll be a few days from now. The SUV will be at the shop. See you then. All right, guys, this is really exciting. It's December 15th, so we have 9 days until, wow, that's not a lot of time, Kyle. We have 9 days to get this Jeep ready for Chelsea. Let me show you around. So this is Chelsea's new, new to her, Jeep Cherokee Latitude. It's a 2015. It's the V6 model with the four-wheel drive. We got it at auction for under $5,000. There is some damage to it though. So there's damage here on the driver's side door and this lower panel here. There's damage to the passenger side door and then some damage here in the kick panel. We have some blown airbags throughout, and other than that though, and then we have the obvious damage here with the wheel is tilted in, which is normally a control arm issue, and that's the big worry. Other than that, it does run, it turns on, it runs, and it drives, which is a great, big plus to have it actually working. And this is our starting point. This is what we're starting with building, and here's a before and here's an after. So you can see that we got a lot of mods that we need to do in 9 days. We don't have a lot of time, and this all has to be a surprise for Chelsea too, so we got to keep all the ordering of the parts and the secret stuff all on the down low, which I've got a lot of this stuff already, so I'm really excited. So Kyle and I are going to lead the battle on this, while Oscar right now is working on the Jumpicon. See, if we don't keep putting out episodes on the Jumpicon, Chelsea will know something's up because what's been going on at the shop, right? So we all got to keep working and try and make everything look normal. First thing that we're going to go after, I've already ordered a new door here and a new door here. This door hasn't arrived yet. The other door is right there. The first thing that we're going to jump into though is figuring out the extent of the damage back here so we can get parts ordered. We have 9 days left to get this done, so if a part is a week out, we really don't have a lot of time. So we're going to go ahead and jack this thing up, get the wheel off, and start inspecting the control arms for the rear and figure out what we need to fix there. While Kyle's working on that rear wheel, let me show you through the interior of this thing. It's a little bit gross, to be honest. There's some gummy stuff and some, it needs a good thorough detailing. That's the number one thing that stood out to us on this interior. So we're gonna be following the Chris Fix detail method. When we get to that point, the big surprise for us was the amount of airbags blown. Seat blown, curtain blown, rear seat blown. That's not something that I had planned for. We just got the vehicle today, and unfortunately, when looking online for replacement airbags, they don't show up till about a week after Christmas. So what we'll be doing is emulating the airbag signal coming from the curtain, the seat, and the back seat, and we'll sew everything up and get it all pretty looking again. And what that'll do is let the driver's side, passenger side, and all the other airbags operate, because I don't know if you know this, but in an airbag system, once one blows, they all stop working. So we're gonna get all the other ones working, and then later on, I'll have to come back and get everything else replaced. Looking through the back, we found some fun stuff. We got some stock horns, some pieces of the car that hit this car, which are interesting. This is a weed container, it's empty. And then there's a little compartment back here full of white pills, which is weird, and we have no idea what those are. This is not the first time that we found drugs in a car that we bought on auction, but we just chuck them in the trash and not think about it. No more drugs in here, so it's not like it was like a mule car or anything. Nah. Let me show you why there are some OEM horns sitting here. So when I hit the horn button, it's got got aftermarket horn system that I'm absolutely gonna make Chelsea keep. Let me pop the hood and show you. So under this hood we got, like, it's not a joke horn. The horn works, it just makes a funny note. It's not obnoxiously loud like a train horn or anything. It's a bad boy, I don't know. And this is literally how the vehicle came. It just sits right there, and these wires, and then there's like some cut wires and just terrible wiring by the previous owner. So it's just too funny to not make Chelsea keep it. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna actually, you know, mount it the right way. These are the stock horn mounts. We'll build a little bracket, mount it the right way, wire it up with good quality wiring, and Chelsea's got a great horn now. I'm excited. First mod done. First present done. Well, actually, this is the first present. That's the second Christmas present. Okay, Kyle has the wheel off, so let's do some exploration, and really got a fingers crossed that we can order these things from local auto parts stores, because if not, we're in trouble. Okay, we took a look around. The damage is not too extensive as what I was really hoping for, just control arm damage. So, oh, also this shock absorber right here is bent up here, so we're gonna order a new one of these. This control arm that runs this way is totally damaged, and that's what tilted the wheel in this way. Also, the wheel looks like it went this way and connected here, so we're gonna be able to bend these brackets back. We need to replace this control arm. It'll come with a new one of these little joints and bolt back in. We need to double check there's nothing behind this, so we're gonna take this off right now, and then we'll be calling local auto parts stores because they should be able to have this stuff tomorrow. While Kyle's pulling that black thing off, I wanted to check for a few more things. So Chelsea loves features in a vehicle. She doesn't need like extreme speed. The M5, she never even really used M mode. She loves features, so this thing is great. It's got keyless start, so we don't have to worry. Okay, I lied about the key thing. It's one of those keys kind of like Mercedes where you got to put it in and actually turn it, but it doesn't have a physical key. So, but it does have remote start, which is great for Oregon winters. You can go ahead and double tap it and remote start. And then I'm looking at the climate stuff. Oh, come on back. It's got a heated wheel. She's gonna love that. Heated seats all the way around. Not air conditioned seats, but hey. I don't think a lot of Jeeps come with air-conditioned seats, so I'm gonna call that good. I know she's gonna be really happy with that functionality. And I chose this Jeep in particular because I really like the headlights and the front end design. Now Jeep has actually been kind of moving away from the skinny headlight a little bit, but then you got other companies with their more modern designs like Land Rover moving closer towards the skinny headlight design, and I think it just looks really good. And I know with the mods that we're gonna put on there, it's gonna come together as a really nice package. For those of you that might be a little new to the channel, Chelsea used to have an M5 that we built on the channel, and she got in a little fender bender, and we totaled that car out and actually sold it to a viewer who rebuilt it. And in the meantime, she's basically been carless. She's been borrowing my FJ and driving that around a ton, but it's not as modern and doesn't have a lot of, that's like a 2007, it doesn't have a lot of the features that she really loves. Like I said, she just loves features. So this is gonna be a great fit. She's been having to drive a lot more than regular for work and family stuff. So I really wanted to get her a good, reliable vehicle. And then this also has, like I said, the V6 with the 4-wheel drive system. So when we want to take it out and go camping and things like that, got 4-wheel drive. It's gonna be awesome. All right guys, we lost daylight yesterday, so it is the next day. And to update the schedule, I realized we're delivering this on Christmas Eve, so we have 7 days left right now. And we are gonna we got our canopy up. It's gonna probably rain this entire time we're doing this, but it's time to start repairing, and then we're gonna start modifying. So repairing, first thing is this rear driver door. We have a replacement door, same color. That's a nice thing. If you buy a popular car, just buy a door that's the same color so you don't have to paint it. Hope I got the right paint code. So we're gonna go ahead and uninstall this door, and then we'll unbox our other door, see if we need to transfer things over, or maybe we got a complete door. The eBay seller wasn't totally clear on what I was buying, but it's a door. We were able to really quickly get the old door off of there, the old broken door off, the new door on, test fitted. It actually shut even with the bent parts in there. And then we did some weld-on studs and a slide hammer and a little bit of just hammer and dolly work to smooth that area out a lot more. And at that point is when it started raining really hard, and we realized the window's not working. The window wouldn't go up and down. The speakers inside the thing worked, everything, the door locks worked, but the window would not go up and down. After we tried swapping out window motors and other things like that, we figured out it was actually the wiring harness. So the wiring harness was different from one door to the next, which we've never had happen before. So we had to do a wiring harness swap, and then we were able to get the door and the window to go up and down, and we had to swap all the trim because the door came with chrome trim and the vehicle has black trim. Once we got all that done though, it took a lot of time, but it worked out perfectly. success. The window is up. I don't know if you can see it, but that's glass right there. The window's up. The door is fully functional. That's awesome. Now, that's the end of day 7. All right, good morning everybody. It is a new day and we have new parts that have arrived. This is our driver's side door. It is gonna have the same problem as the last one as far as the trim, chrome trim here and here. We gotta get that swapped out. The door handle has to be swapped out so the key will work properly. The internal door paneling on this is in worse condition than the one inside the vehicle, so we're gonna swap that as well, and we will compare wiring harnesses. If they're not the same, those are gonna get swapped as well. So we're gonna start by uninstalling the door off of the Jeep. We'll go ahead and take this bad broken one off and start tearing it down, stripping all the parts off that we're going to use on our new door. And no surprise here, door number 2 was basically the same story, but we knew what to look for right from the beginning, so we compared the wiring harnesses, found out that they were different, and we basically did an entire door swap from the locking mechanism to the, oh, this one actually has the physical key lock on it too, so we had to change those over. All the trim, all the interior door paneling, everything had to be swapped to the new clean door. What's up guys? It's a new day. We got the door on the Jeep and I'll show you that in a second. We're out here over at Go Mobile Tire getting the tires put on the wheels and getting them all balanced. I want to give them a shout out. Here's all their information. Link will be in the description. Huge shout out to those guys for helping us out. Always got us hooked up for wheels and tires, and find out if they're in your area. They can just show up and get you all set up for wheels and tires. Also check out local drift events like in the Pacific Northwest. They out there. We're almost done. I can't wait to show you guys these wheels and tires. Let's get them back to the shop. Alright guys, we are back at the shop. Wheels and tires here I'm going to talk about in a second. First, the door. Our new door fits great. We need a little bit of touch-up work over there. We got all the panels, all the wiring harnesses, everything's all swapped out. Everything is working perfectly. So a little bit of touch-up paint and we're going to be good there. We're going to do that as soon as we clean up the rest of that panel, and that's when we're going to do our paint work. So let's talk about the wheels and tires that we got for this thing. The wheel inside this tire is a Koenig Hexaform. We've been working with Koenig for years. They've been a wonderful sponsor of ours, and I'm so happy that they partnered up with us on this build. So this is a Flowform Hexaform wheel, and how I would describe Koenig wheels is they make really good quality Flowform wheels that are super strong and very lightweight for tons of different applications, and they're all very reasonably priced. So you see people running these in Formula Drift all the way through the different leagues and all sorts of other time attack, street racing and stuff, as well as just, you know, cool casual upgraded wheels. And then we wrap them in these Nitto ridge grapplers. So we tried to match the actual size of the Jeep wheel as close as we could. We may run into problems, and I was already aware of that, so we're doing some more mods to hopefully make these fit up just as good as OEM. But about this tire, Nitto is another company that has sponsored us a lot. You're going to see that a lot in this episode. They've sponsored us for a very long time. They're great partners. They make a wonderful tire at a really good price point. Now these ridge grapplers are a tire that I haven't run yet, but it's very similar to the trail grappler, which I've been running for over a year now on my FJ Cruiser and my Raptor. Good tire, really good performance in things like snow, mud, dirt, and then they're great for street, dry, and wet use as well. Really good tire at a really affordable price. I've put 20,000 something plus miles on mine, and they're still running like a champ. So there's no ad on this episode because I'm going to be talking a lot about the brands that we work with, but the bottom line is, guys, I called all these guys up, all the different brands that have helped us out on this build, and said, hey, I'm building this cool surprise build for Chelsea, and they all said, how can we help? What can we do? This is a really cool project. So I just want to thank them so much, and there's going to be, every company that I'm going to be talking about here, there's going to be a link in the description to their website. If you're interested in any of the products they make, go check it out, and if not, and you just want to say thanks for helping out BS for Build or Merry Christmas or anything like that, I'll have their Instagram down below as well if you just want to spread the joy. I just think it's so cool that they're so down to help me build something awesome for Chelsea. It gets me really hyped. So now that we showed you the wheels and tires, we got to figure out how we're going to fit them on here. We're halfway through the repairs over here, meaning we got all the bad stuff off. So this control arm is gone, and this control arm is gone, and What was the other thing we were replacing? Oh, yeah, the shock. That guy's gone. So this control arm that used to be here was binding a ton of stuff up, made it really, really hard for us to get anything off, so we just grabbed the saw and cut it off. So if anybody's working on crash cars at home, just remember, if you already got a garbage piece and it's really getting in your way, if you can safely just cut it out of there, it's a quicker way to do things. We're gonna bend these brackets back to straight, and then we're gonna go ahead and reinstall everything, and we should be back to normal before the wreck. While we're in here, we're adding a little special sauce. We're adding a lift kit. This little spacer down here is part of a 2-inch lift kit, and Oscar's over here in the front, adding that piece right there that goes underneath the shock for our lift kit. This lift kit was provided by Rough Country. If you have a Jeep Cherokee like this one, they are, I believe, the only company, but I know they're the best company that makes these lift kits. Another company that we've worked with for absolutely forever. We appreciate them so much. There will be a link in the description. This is gonna raise the Jeep 2 inches and help us get a little more clearance for these big knobbies. I asked Oscar to go get some Loctite so we could Loctite some of these final bolts in, and he comes back and he starts using this and he's like, it's Loctite. It's super glue.
It's blue. It's Loctite blue.
It's Loctite blue, super glue, all-purpose glue. So yeah, that well, hey, the bolt won't come out. No, we're gonna clean those threads and get right Loctite on it. We've got all the pieces in here. We've got the lift kit installed on this side. We're just gonna wrap this up real quick. At this point in the process, the control arm repairs have been taking way too long. We couldn't figure out why. It was like everything that was made by Jeep was not working well with us. Everything that was a modification was super easy. The lift kit was already on, couldn't have been easier, but the Jeep control arms and stuff just weren't playing ball. We finally took our old control arm off and took our new control arm that we just bought, and we compared them and found out that they actually weren't the same. So we had to make a modification to the new control arm to actually be the right shape and have the right bolt pattern for this car. Once we did that, we were able to get everything back together pretty quickly. That was a struggle. We did it! It works! We checked the tire clearance and it actually turns. It's as tight as you are gonna get to be able to have full clearance turning left and right to full lock. It doesn't rub, but these are definitely the biggest little knobby tires you're gonna get. If anybody's watching, I should actually find the specs for you guys. I bet if anybody's watching with one of these things, but thank you all for watching, even if you don't have one. Anyways, 265, 65, R17 is what we're running on here, and it just barely clears with that Rough Country 2-inch lift kit. Damn, that is such a cool look, and I'm so happy. You can't really see. Can we focus the lights on the... We still have the wheel liner off of the back because honestly we didn't think it was going to clear, but it clears in the back, it clears in the front, and we have full turning radius, and it looks so cool. So that's another day down in the books. We are far behind schedule, if you guys can't imagine at this point. We still have to flip this thing around and lift the other side, but this came together really well. I am super excited about this. Everybody, we are down to 3 days left. We got this day and 2 more days to wrap this thing up, but I think we're in good shape. Let me show you where we got so far. At this point, the vehicle doesn't look like it was crashed anymore from the outside. We still have some paint and body work to do on the driver's rear side, but we've got both the doors replaced. We've got the Rough Country 2-inch lift kit on, which looks awesome, and then we have the Nitto tires with the Koenig wheels. I was kind of going for like a Stormtrooper-esque look. Chelsea is a huge Star Wars fan, and I think we're really nailing it. These wheels and tires look amazing on here. So we got to go buy some paint, get some lunch, and get this thing through a car wash. So let's go on our first test drive. Well, we didn't get our lunch test drive in, unfortunately. We had a stoppage. The seatbelts are locked up. When vehicles get in accidents, the airbags are deployed. Oftentimes, both the seatbelts, driver and the passenger, will lock up like this. That is because there's a little gas chamber that goes off with the airbag system that tries to cinch you down around your waist so you don't slide underneath the seatbelt and slide that way. So they try and like kind of hug you in real quick. And after that happens, it no longer allows the belt to reel out or in anymore. So if we couldn't wear seatbelts, I didn't want to drive it very far. So I drove it up and down the street here. It is driving, it seems fine. We will do a more thorough test drive with highway speeds later, but so far, so good. Fingers crossed we just continue with the good drivability. So that's a little bit of added work we hadn't planned for, but I'll show you guys how to fix that so it'll retract and detract and have momentum stopping and stuff like that. So we're back in the paint booth now. We're not working out in the rain. We got good lighting. We're gonna get started by pulling all of our seats out. The passenger seat is gonna be blocking that seatbelt area. Driver's seat, same deal over here. We need to fix the driver's side airbag blowout, and then we're gonna remove the passenger seat because it's the same story over there. You guys are not going to believe this. So we just took the back seat out. Well, for starters, that's a 9mm round. That looks like it's got like rodent shot in it, but normally rodent shot is a 22 round, but that's not that crazy. We heard a tink, 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 tink on the ground. That is either a crack or a meth pipe. I don't know my drug education well enough to know what that is. So that tops the high score and really makes you wonder, what are the white pills in the back? If you remember from our first tour around this thing, we found some white pills back here. We weren't really sure what these were either. We thought it was pretty harmless, probably like vitamins or something, but you know, crack pipes changes your mind once in a while. Well, we've never done this before, but I'm gonna call the police non-emergency line and explain to them the situation and see what they would like me to do with the maybe drugs and the definitely drug paraphernalia that came with our wonderful family vehicle.
Washington County Dispatch, how can I help you?
Hi, I have a question for you. I recently bought a car at auction, and we've been working on it and tearing it down, and what looks like a crack pipe with some amount of residue in it fell out of the vehicle. What are we supposed to do in this situation?
I can have an officer either call you or come pick up the stuff.
One of the local police officers just called me. He said that because of how many people, you know, the vehicles exchange hands through and stuff like that, there's no way that they would ever catch anybody for this, which I never thought they would anyways. And then he said at that point, all he's gonna do is wrap it up in a couple gloves and throw it in like my garbage can. So he said, I might as well do the same thing. So I said, yeah, don't waste your time coming out. So we're just gonna wrap everything up safely so it doesn't hurt anybody and chuck it in the trash and move on with the build. A little bit of excitement there. I wish we knew what it really was in the end, but this is one of those situations where the previous owner of the car is probably not gonna email me. All right, back to work. We got the back seat out. Oscar's working on the front seats now. They have a really annoying security bolt, so he had to actually build a custom tool, and it's tricky, but they're coming out. I went ahead and repaired that airbag tear on the back seat there by sewing that back up. Got the driver's seat out now, and I'm starting to take a look at that. And then we're gonna move on. Kyle's gonna start prepping the body work to get a little body filler in here, so he's gonna be working on pulling all of this trim off, because the idea is we're gonna just put a little skim coat across all this to even out those dents, and then a little bit down there, and it'll smooth up all real nice. Also, we got to get this guy off so we can get access to the seatbelt. Glad we took the seat out because we got a lot of cleaning to do. Kyle just finished up sanding all this area out, and that's where we're going to be applying the body filler to smooth this whole thing out so it doesn't look like we were hammering on it. And in the front here, you can see that we got these B pillars kind of taken down, and we've gained access to the seatbelt reel. So when your seatbelts go off, there's an auto tensioning device. It's an explosive device. It plugs into these guys right here, and it basically sends an explosive charge that reels your seatbelt back a little bit to sit you tight in your seat. Now, unfortunately, we're gonna have to repair the seatbelt and leave that function out. So this part is not something I would recommend, but if you're doing it maybe for a project car or something that you don't want airbags for, this is kind of why I'm gonna go through all this. But like I told you on this thing, we didn't know that all of these airbags were blown. so I wasn't able to order the airbags ahead of time to just put the right airbags back in. With the seatbelt, you got to replace the whole seatbelt unit. It's not very expensive. The side curtain airbag, I do believe, is an important and valuable airbag. The seat airbags, I'm like, but hey, I'm no scientist. So I've already ordered a new curtain airbag, but it's not going to be here in time to surprise Chelsea. So what we're using in the meantime is we're going to be fixing things so the functionality comes back, like the seatbelt reel, and then we're using a seat airbag emulator device, which I'll show you in a second, that basically tells the car the airbag is there and the airbag's working. And the reason that you would use those is because it lets the rest of the airbags in the system work, like the driver's airbag, which I feel is very important, passenger as well. So that's why we're doing this, but rest assured later on when the new curtain airbag arrives, that's one that we're gonna for sure be installing, and I would like to do the seat belts on this vehicle as well. I think I'm probably just gonna leave the seats. So Oscar and I are going to go ahead and pop the seatbelt reel out and take the auto tensioning device out, and that'll allow it to flow freely in and out and retract, and it'll still have its auto locking mechanism like the back seats do. Oscar and I have gotten both of our seatbelt reels out, and then we took the explosive device out. So this basically is the explosive charge that Oscar's holding, and it shoots ball bearings into the rolling mechanism in here that wants to reel it in. So it stops any going in or out when the ball bearings are in there. So we pull it out, take the ball bearings out, and now it's good to go back in the car. But I wanted to show you the emulators. So there are 3 airbag systems in this one right here. This guy goes to the auto tensioner on the ground, pulls the seatbelt from the ground. This one shoots the ball bearings in, and then this one pulls the seatbelt from the backside. So we got these little emulator guys. They plug right in here to your airbag system, and it tells them that they have an airbag in there. I ordered these on Wish. They're just generic GM auto tensioners, airbag emulators, and they happen to work on this vehicle, so we got lucky. I actually ordered these a long time ago, just figuring we'd have some use for them, and luckily I ordered enough. So I've already tested this with the scan tool. The car likes them, so what we're going to do is electrical tape these down, tuck them away, and reinstall everything. We should be good to go. By the way, I don't know if I told you guys this, but we're at 2 days left now. So we got today and tomorrow, and I'd say this vehicle is looking in tip-top shape. We're doing great. It's exactly how you want your SUV to look. So you can see that seatbelt side has been put back together. This one's ready to go with the trim, but we obviously have this damage to the side curtain airbag that needs to be worked on before we do that. So Oscar and I are going to race. I'm going to remove the damaged airbag, replace the emulator, put the headrest back in the spot, and Oscar is going to change the oil.
I got you beat.
Alrighty, here we go. The race is completed. Oscar totally cheated using help from Kyle, so disqualification, big fat L, Oscar.
Hey, if you can't cheat, why do it?
The what's this thing called? Headliner crease came out pretty nicely. We have a steamer that we're going to be steaming some stuff with, and that's going to really help. Sorry, it's so dark, can't see very well, but overall, that's pretty good. Oil change clearly went off without a drip. Another disqualification. EPA is going to be all over you, Oscar. Oil change is done. We're trying to do all the maintenance stuff for Chelsea ahead of time. So oil change, wipers, that's it. It's just all the maintenance. All right, we got the shop vac and we're moving on to the cleaning phase. We're gonna be following the Chris Fix methodology or methods and getting it a little bit less gnarly and make sure there's no more meth in there. Oh, very nice. Big improvements. Interior has been gone through. Everything has been cleaned. Carpets have been cleaned. Smells nice and fresh in here. That is awesome. So you can see it looks like probably in the Copart yard, I'm guessing, there's a lot of handprints and gunk on the headliner. And we got a steamer, so we're gonna go ahead and try and steam a lot of that stuff out. Never used one before on a headliner, but I think it's gonna work very well. I mean, I hope so. Got the seat all repaired and sewed up. I have a little wrinkle there I'm not happy about, but I tried my best. It looks pretty damn good. And the headliner repair went really, really well. We just put some of the carpet cleaner on a rag, just as Chris Fix instructed us. We did not accidentally try and use a steam cleaner first with no results. I misremembered the video. Anyways, that's all. That looks so much better than it did before, so I'm really, really happy about that. I mean, it still looks like it's a used car, obviously. It's not brand new, but it looks so much better than it was. That's great. Last thing we got to do cleaning wise is cleaning up these seats. They've got some serious signs of use. Hopefully these will clean up nicely. Ta-da! Nice and clean interior. We used a mixture of soap and a scrubby brush, vacuum, and a steamer to get out the really tough spots, and it looks really, really good. I'm really happy. We got 99% of everything out. So now that everything's plugged back in, it's time to check out this airbag situation. Well, normally I have to come in here with the computer and scan, so I was gonna say, like, before you see the airbag sign, but the car recognized all the airbags and the airbag emulators, and we have no more airbag signs. So again, it's a battle over safety, and for this instance, that gets this airbag and all the other airbags to work. And it is very important, though, we're replacing the seat belts because they have the auto tensioning devices and the side curtain airbag in this vehicle. We got everything already ordered, just Christmas time. It takes a long time to ship and stuff like that. Is that check engine light real? Okay, luckily check engine light was not a real thing. It's that we work with these cars unplugged for long periods of time. It kind of lost its mind, and once we turned it on, it went right off, and everything's all happy, so that's great. That's a big relief. For the next step, we're gonna move on to our bodywork repairs here. So Kyle, you guys saw earlier, got a nice layer, thin layer of body filler on here. We're gonna go ahead and sand and smooth all of this out. Hopefully we'll get it on the first pass. Get something passable that's smooth and looks close to OEM. and then we can prep everything for paint. Before we do that, we're gonna go ahead and cover the whole car because we just spent all this time to clean everything up. So we're gonna go ahead and mask off the whole inside, the whole outside, everything that we need to, so we don't get our dust and paint debris everywhere. Got the Jeep all wrapped up, everything's masked off inside and out. So, and then we came in, sanded, and did another layer of body filler, sanded some more. It's all smooth now, we're liking how it looks. So we're gonna go ahead and mix up our paint. We're using a single stage for this. We're just gonna spray it through our spray gun, 3 layers. We should be good to go. Good morning, everybody. It's the last day. This is just the last day we have, and we have a lot of mods still to add to this thing, so we got to get to it. Let's check out our paint and see how it did. That looks pretty good. I like the gloss, how much it glossed up. There's a slight wave like right about here, but that's acceptable for what we're trying to do. So that's great. We got to go ahead and get this plastic off of the vehicle and get all of our trim put back around the door, get this thing all the way back to normal, and then we'll pull it out of this shop and get ready for our next mod. Hot damn, it's looking good. We just took this thing out for a test drive and went through the car wash. We still got a lot of hand washing to do, but I love the look of this thing. It is really, man, it's just really looking awesome. So we're gonna start on some mods. The next mod we got coming in is a front bull bar. So this is an Apu Bull Bar that we bought on eBay. I think it's gonna help add some aggression to the look of the thing with the whole off-road package. So it bolts into the frame rails. We're gonna take the underside plastics out, and then that comes along into the frame rails. We'll go ahead and get this thing bolted on, see how it looks. Bar and light bar are installed. Now, I was a little questionable about this. We almost actually bailed on it, but I wanted to see the whole package together. What we ended up doing is mounting this really close to the license plate, trimming the license plate actually a little bit, so I'm gonna have to trim Chelsea's license plate. And then we installed our Rough Country light bar. So again, shout out to Rough Country. They sent us this 21-inch light bar, or I think it's 20 inches, and it's got this really cool feature that right through the center here, it has a daytime running light, and it looks really, really nice. I've seen it in pictures, and these headlights have a really cool daytime running light that's up here as well. So when we tie those two things together, we're gonna wire it later in this episode. It's gonna be a really, really nice touch. So I'm super excited about that. We're gonna save the wiring for later tonight because we're losing daylight, and we're gonna move on to the next and final mod. This next one's really big and really heavy, so we're gonna try and bring it out. This is the biggest thing we've ever attached to a vehicle, by far, yeah. Besides the trailer. Any of you guys at home guess it? This is a rooftop tent. This is something that Chelsea has been asking me if we could get one on one of our vehicles for so long. So I'm so excited that we were able to get sponsored by CVT, Cascadia Vehicle Tents. And this is a brand new tent, and it's absolutely perfect for this vehicle. It's got a compact size, which is gonna fit really nicely on the roof. When you unfold it, it's got a memory foam mattress in it. It's just, oh, it's the thing Chelsea has always wanted. And now to put it on her own vehicle, it's gonna be so cool. So this model is the Mount Fury edition, and it's a prototype. This is actually not even released yet. It was super cool. They sent us the prototype model to have on Chelsea's vehicle, and it'll be on their website soon, but obviously the website is in the description. I want to thank them so much. If you're interested, they have rooftop tents for all sorts of different vehicle construction, different vehicle sizes, and all sorts of great tents, so go check them out for sure. Now, we got some learning to do. We've never installed one of these. We're going to go ahead and flip this thing up onto its side, take a look at what type of mounting points are here and here, and how we're going to get it on the roof. It is a little heavy, so it's going to be a little challenging to get up there, but it's going to be so worth it. I'm very, very excited. We're out of space. Okay, so we wanted to test how it opens so we could see which side it opens and stuff. Later in the video, once we give this thing to Chelsea, we're gonna fully open this thing on top of the vehicle to show it off. So stay tuned for that. Now we know what side it opens on. We're gonna want this side on the passenger side so the ladder doesn't get in the way of the driver's door just in case. And so we're gonna close it back up and start figuring out a way to mount it. It has some nice rails on the bottom and we gotta mount those up to our top roof rails. Whew. Space. Okay, so we wanted to test how it opens so we could see which side it opens and stuff. Later in the video, once we give this thing to Chelsea, we're gonna fully open this thing on top of the vehicle to show it off. So stay tuned for that. Now we know what side it opens on. We're gonna want this side on the passenger side so the ladder doesn't get in the way of the driver's door just in case. And so we're gonna close it back up and start figuring out a way to mount it. It has some nice rails on the bottom and we gotta mount those up to our top roof rails. Well, this is becoming somewhat of a familiar sight. We've lost daylight. I think yesterday was winter solstice, so I mean it is the shortest days of the year going on right now. We had to run to the hardware store to get the different materials that we need. Basically, so the two roof racks run like this, and then there's two bars that run like that and like that, so long ways with the car underneath the rooftop tent. So we need to make some crossbars that are gonna go across, that'll bolt up into the rooftop tent, and then we're gonna use some U-bolts on the roof. I don't know if you guys can see those, are right there. Some U-bolts that are gonna come up into our crossbar and bolt in, so they won't be able to go side to side and they won't be able to go back to front, which is good. It'll get a nice secure mounting. The hard part is we gotta get everything kind of mocked up and all ready, and then we gotta get it painted to match, so we'll do that inside the shop, and then we'll get it bolted on. So we're getting very close. And my memory card just filled up, so I think that's a sign. We gotta get to work, get this thing wrapped up. Saving the rooftop tent mounting and the wiring for the light bar to the very, very end might not have been a great idea. So we were really trying to work quickly. What we did with the light bar is the Rough Country sends a great wiring harness that comes with the whole system, makes it dead simple to wire. But I wanted to do something special. I wanted the daytime running lights to trigger the daytime running light inside the light bar. So what I did was I teed off of the wiring for the daytime running light and used that as a signal wire going to the relay to flip the relay to turn on the daytime running light and the light bar. So once we got that done, while that was happening, Oscar was working on the bars that run across the roof. He capped them off with steel so they're nice and pretty looking on the sides, got all the mounting spots mapped out, drilled all the holes for them, and then we put a coat of paint on them inside the shop, just some high gloss black to match the rest of the vehicle. And you can see right here we're getting them on for the first time. So once we got those on, this rooftop tent is a pretty heavy deal. We lugged it onto the top of the roof, and then it was a really simple just bolt down. Oscar's dimensions and mapping out were absolutely perfect, so it just bolted down first try, landed right where we need it. Trunk still opens, everything's all good. Perfect fit, man. All right, you guys, it is 11 p.m. the day before we're gonna surprise Chelsea with this vehicle, and we just finished up. So let me show you what we did. We wired the light bar to a relay that's activated by the daytime running light. So when I hit this, you can see the daytime running lights activate, and we got the daytime running lights in the light bar. Then we wired the switch for the actual light bar into a...
It's hard to see in there. It's
impossible to see, but there's a little change drawer. You open that up, there's a switch in there. Oscar, hit it! And we got the light bar turns on like that. The daytime running lights are always on when those daytime running lights are on. It is awesome. And then on top, we mounted our CVT Cascadia vehicle tents, rooftop tent. This thing is awesome, awesome, awesome. And we will show you more of this tomorrow when we surprise Chelsea. We're gonna take the whole thing out and everything. So we did it, guys. We took a wrecked Jeep and in 7 days turned it into what I believe is Chelsea's dream vehicle. I'm really, really excited about it. I think she's gonna be super surprised. So here's the story that we've told her. She thinks tomorrow morning we are going to K1, which is just down the street from here, to film a promo video. But we're not. We're gonna surprise her. So the next clip you see is gonna be tomorrow morning. She's gonna be in the Raptor with me, and we're gonna surprise her and let her know what her Christmas present is. Yeah, they got like a new model that they want us to promote. Is that Oscar and Kyle?
Who's got that car?
Is that your new car?
What?
Is that your Christmas present that they're sitting in?
Are you serious? What?
Is that your new Jeep?
Shut up.
I think we better go find out.
Are you what?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Shut up. What? Are you serious right now?
How cool is it?
What? No way.
We have been working secretly. Oh, careful, it's icy.
Yeah, it's slippery.
Come outside, I want to show you everything we did.
What?
Nitto off-road tires, brand new Koenig wheels. I know that you're in love with the rooftop tent, I'll tell you about that. So we were going for a stormtrooper theme.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we put this bull bar on here in case you tap anybody in the future. It's got a light bar. Somebody, turn the lights on. So the light bar has a daytime running light in it. So when your daytime running lights are on there, it lights up. So it looks really cool. And we got a rooftop tent. This is a brand new prototype from CVT. It's like not even out yet, and it is epic.
Oh my god.
It's got a memory foam mattress inside it. You just kick the thing up, throw the ladder down.
What?
It's got 4-wheel drive,
Oh my god.
V6. It's a Jeep.
Oh my god. I don't even know what to say. What?
I know you've been driving a lot to go get your mom and stuff. I didn't want you having to drive in the F-Jet.
Oh
and these have like the knobby tires, but it's not hard to drive. It's super quiet. It's like dead silent, and it is not a pain in the ass to drive at all. Heated seats, heated steering wheel. I know you wanted a Jeep.
So cool. Are you serious right now?
I'm so serious. It's all yours.
I love it.
You love it?
I love it. Thank you. Oh my god.
Yeah, we're not really going to K1.
Are you serious?
Yeah, this K1's not a thing. It's just this.
You are such a punk.
All right, guys, let's take down this. Let's open up the rooftop tent. I want to check this thing out. So this is the base of the tent, and then we have like this awning annex thing that comes all the way down here and comes out and gives you like a nice little hangout area down below too. But this is awesome. It only took us like 30 seconds to flip out. Got Chelsea up there. How's the memory foam? That's gonna be nice, right?
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, that's so cool. Little Jeep, big tent. We are ready to go camping this summer. You happy?
I'm so happy.
Merry Christmas.
You know your surprises.
Alright guys, that's a wrap on the Christmas special. Huge thanks to our sponsors. Links are in the description. We got Koenig wheels, hooking us up with the wheels, Nitto tires, Rough Country with the light bar and the lift kit. Oh yeah, this is lifted 2 inches. And CVT for the rooftop tent. Huge thanks to all of them for making this such a wonderful surprise. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Peace!